Sometimes I think back to that one summer morning in 2002. Me and my dad were on a summer vacation to the sunny island of Crete, and we had a trip planned to go up the mountain on a rented scooter for the day. It was early in the morning, and before leaving we still needed to get some buns for on the way, so we stopped by a bakery on the coastal road before we went land inwards and up the mountain. The coastal road is aligned with hotels, bars and restaurants, and the occasional mini market and bakeries. But, unlike the usual evening experience, the street was completely devoid of life this early in the day. The sun didn't care. The sun never cares. It was around 8 in the morning, but its rays were already beating down on me, and the temperature must have been a good 35 degrees already. And when Dad went inside the bakery to get some food for on the road, there was out for the first time, in an empty cocktail bar across the road, on a big TV screen. A plethora of colors, sights of space, and aliens attending a concert, accompanied with the tunes of Daft Punk's One More Time, and it had me entranced. To the point that when my father had made his purchase of choice bread for the day and told me we had to get a move on, I was rather annoyed. I would have been more content just watching, never moving from that spot. The rest of the day, I don't remember much of it, but that 1 minute waiting outside the bakery, I will never forget. Daft Punk is a French music duo known for their electronic house music, and when they grew up they absolutely loved anime. Particularly Leiji Matsumoto's works like Captain Harlock and Space Battleship Yamamoto. And on one day in the year 2000, when they were working on their album Discovery, they had the idea of making a feature film to accompany it. Initially their plan was for it to be a live action movie with human actors, but the plan got changed to an animated movie down the road. Thanks for their music studio connections, they eventually ended up sitting around the table with Toei Animation, where they ended up being introduced to Leiji Matsumoto himself. And that is how the dream came true, being able to collaborate with a childhood hero of sorts, with him being in charge of the art direction for the movie. The three quickly hit it off while brainstorming and sketching ideas, and that is how the production of Interstella 5555, or The Story of the Secret Star System, began. And after a few years of flying back and forth from France to Japan for various meetings, it was in the spring of 2003 that the project was finally done. Interstella is a 65-minute long movie, just as long as her album Discovery is, of which every song gets used in the movie. And other than some sound effects, that is all that you will be hearing, as there is no voice acting at all in this whatsoever. Which might make you think it is hard to get any story off the ground, but it works quite well, as the songs set the tone and atmosphere for whatever is happening on screen perfectly. The story might not be the most complicated or the deepest out there, but the visuals get everything across nicely. The plot could be easily summarized as follows. 4 humanoid aliens are holding a concert on their planet, but they get abducted by human forces, so that their mastermind can sell their music and get rich of it, as he has found a way to rule the universe if he gets his hands on 5,555 golden records. But they manage to stop him, revealing the existence of aliens to Earth, and humans eventually helping them get back home. It is a simple story, but it does the job just fine. And one might even see it as an analogy for capitalism in the music industry, where record holders scout and find music groups and put them on the big stage, only for them to rake in the profit their music makes. Though the movie also has somewhat of a happy message, as all of humanity comes together and forges a friendship with aliens from the band, helping them to get back home, proving that music does bring people together, and that there is still love and understanding to be found in the world perhaps. Take it whichever way you want. If you were paying attention earlier, you might have been wondering why I said I have the memory of seeing it a year earlier, while the project wasn't finished yet. Well, that was because for promotion, they started publicly airing the first 4 songs with animation back in the fall of 2001. And conveniently, these also made for easy music videos for MTV and other music stations back in the day, as I saw them more frequently after that summer. I was already familiar with Daft Punk music. Hell, I remember my mother once mentioning that as a kid I absolutely loved that song Around the World, and I always got cheerful when it happened to be on the radio. But anime itself was still rather new to me in the early 2000s. Sure, I might have had the likes of Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon, but it was never really pushed me further into its world. However, these animated music videos entranced me, wanted to see more of it, even though my descent in the realm of anime didn't happen until roughly 5 years after the fact. And the biggest issue in recommending this movie would ultimately be the music itself. If you're not a fan of the music Daft Punk makes, it are just going to be some pretty visuals for you, but they might not be much else. But if you do like them, there is a good chance you're going to love this movie all the more. And on the visual side of things, it still looks gorgeous to this day, Everything is vibrant and colourful and traditionally animated by hand. So hey, if you have an hour of free time on your hands and you want to vibe with some good music accompanied with great visuals, why don't give Interstella a look? I can guarantee you will have a good time. It is however a bit unfortunate that it never seems to have gotten a proper Blu-ray release, as the 2011 version seems to be merely an upscale, doing a disservice to its amazing art. Seeing it has been so long, and with Daft Punk having effectively stopped making music, chances on the proper remaster seem slim. Unless the powers that be, or the right holders in this case, seem fit to do so. Maybe you can still find a DVD out there. However, watching the film is as simple as just looking it up on YouTube, as all of the songs and the entire movie are available freely. All you have to do is look up the song One More Time and follow the album's track order, which is no doubt highlighted in the comments somewhere. The quality and resolution of these YouTube videos, however, might be lacking. But watching the movie nowadays is somewhat bittersweet, seeing that both Daft Punk have stopped making music a few years ago, and Leiji Matsumoto himself has passed away in 2023. And I might not have seen a lot of his works, but I do very like his distinct art style, and it is a shame to have lost such a big artist. At least we have this wonderful collaboration to remember both of these parties by. It being the proof that your childhood dream might just come true. Hello, my name is Sora here. This might be a bit of a shorter video, but sadly I don't really have much to say about this. The plot is fairly straightforward, and we don't get to know much of the main characters either, so I can't really explain those things in length. But I felt that to make a video on this movie, as it is something special to me, and if even one person watches it as a result of seeing this, I call it a job well done. And so, I will thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. That is, if my videos happen to grab your attention one more time.